Are you ready, kids? No! Your program has been interrupted. With the help with my friend, the principal, and other party, we've hijacked this TV station to bring you the Spongebob Lost episode. Trust me, it's way better than any other Spongebob episode. Now, let's go watch it. It's the freaking remote! Hold on, I need to find the remote. Okay, found it.
Music was playing in the background. Beginning credits rolled normally, and then it went to a shot of a pet hospital. The camera zooms in on the hospital and goes to a shot of SpongeBob sitting in what looked
This
like
is the
some
only
kind
footage
of
we
waiting
have.
room. He had tears in his eyes. The episode went into a flashback scene and showed SpongeBob watching TV in his living room. A loud noise was heard from the kitchen. He got up and walked into the kitchen. He gasped and ran to the source of the noise, realizing it was Gary, foam coming from his mouth. Gary was having a seizure, and SpongeBob looked over to where he found Gary and saw the bowl upside down with green snail food all over the kitchen floor. The last part of the flashback scene was SpongeBob running out of his pineapple house, Gary in his arms. The camera goes back to the waiting room with SpongeBob still sitting with tears in his eyes. A fish in a doctor's coat came out and walks to SpongeBob. "Is he alright, Doc?" SpongeBob says, trying not to stutter. The snail food that he congested had essence of rat poison in it. He had consumed too much of the food. "I'm sorry, SpongeBob," the doctor says, putting a fin on SpongeBob's shoulder. SpongeBob begins to cry loudly, so loud that the camera pans to outside of Bikini Bottom. The screen faded to black. Then the screen came back to SpongeBob sitting in his house with Sandy and Patrick and a couple of Krabby Patties. But something was different about SpongeBob. He looked thinner, like he had not eaten for about a week. "Hey, Sandy," Patrick began. "Don't you think SpongeBob looks different?" "He lost Gary," Sandy said. "Give it some time. Here, SpongeBob." She gave SpongeBob a Krabby Patty. "This'll cheer you up for sure." It switched to SpongeBob's perspective and showed the patty in his hand. It slowly morphed into a small Gary. "Meow," the Gary in SpongeBob's imagination said. It switched out of SpongeBob's perspective, and he started to cry loudly and uncontrollably. Sandy and Patrick tried to calm him down, with no success. Squidward bursts through the door and screams, "Will you cut it out?" SpongeBob's crying didn't stop. Patrick got up and yelled at Squidward, "Do you have any idea what happened? Gary died last week. SpongeBob is sad and you come here and scream at him?" Which was very unlike Patrick's character. Squidward came back at Patrick, yelling at him, "Gary died? Why couldn't it be SpongeBob who died? The world would be a lot calmer and I would be happier than I am now. Or why couldn't it be you who died, Patrick? We have enough retards at Bikini Bottom alone." That line was very dark, especially for Squidward. They've never said retard in the show before. But after he said that, SpongeBob started crying and got up. This is where it went downhill fast. "If you don't get the hell out of my house right now, Squidward, I'm going to kill you!" SpongeBob screams at Squidward, acting completely serious. Squidward didn't seem scared of him screaming. "Oh yeah? What are you going to do? Hit me with your tears?" Squidward said, laughing after he said that. SpongeBob lost it. He got up, ran up on Squidward, leaped up into the air, and jumped onto him. He started punching Squidward in the face, clawing at him. Sandy and Patrick tried to get SpongeBob off him, but he just kept attacking him, pushing the two away when they tried to pull him off. Sandy threw a punch at SpongeBob, knocking him off of Squidward. When SpongeBob got punched, Squidward, who had a bruised nose, scratch marks all over his body, pieces of his shirt torn off, and with a black eye, teared up, trembling with fear, yelled, "Get me away from him!" and ran out of the pineapple house. He ran into his own house and boarded the entire building up. SpongeBob started to cry uncontrollably again, then slammed the door shut. Sandy and Patrick ran upstairs and Sandy told him to open the door. SpongeBob didn't answer, so Sandy just told Patrick, "We should probably leave." He agreed and they left. A title card appeared reading 2 weeks later, and then
2 weeks later.
Squidward in front of SpongeBob's house. Squidward's nose was almost healed from the bruising, but he still had some injuries on his body. "You think SpongeBob will be okay with me being here, Sandy?" Squidward said in a calm voice. "Oh, sure, Squidward. He's probably over it by now. He's had to have cheered up a little bit," Sandy said. "But he hasn't been to work in 3 weeks. I'm not sure about this, Sandy." Sandy knocked on the door, but it slowly creaked open. The living room was dark, with the only light being the static of the television screen. "SpongeBob?" Squidward yelled. No response. "Hey, SquarePants, you still here?" Sandy yelled. Still no response. He's probably still asleep, said Squidward. At 3:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, Sandy told Squidward. They decided to go upstairs to see if he was in his room. Hey, SquarePants, are you in here? Sandy said. Once again, no response. Squidward knocked on the door, no response. Open the door, Squidward, Sandy said. Squidward did as she said. When he opened the door, he gasped and closed. What is it, Squidward? Sandy said, very confused. Squidward started stuttering, but finally got the word out. SpongeBob! Sandy looked into the room and screamed, oh my god, SpongeBob! The camera panned to a shot of SpongeBob with a noose around his neck, if you can call it that, with a chair sitting next to SpongeBob's hanging body on the side. That was the final shot of the episode as the credits rolled. I was in shock. I didn't know what to think. Was this supposed to be an actual episode? I had no idea what to say. I took the DVD out of the player and put it back where it was before. My dad never found out that I watched the DVD. I believe that SpongeBob episode is the current running episode, Gary Come Home. So, yeah.
And that has been the SpongeBob Lost episode. If you want me to show you another Lost episode, subscribe. I'll be releasing another one about tomorrow. So, yeah, stay tuned. So, bye.